All right, so B122 right here starts this section here. And the trail's mile 17. I can picture all this being apples. I don't know if it was or not. I don't know where the orchards used to be, and whether or not that's an original road area. Okay, so let's slow down here. Talk about this for a second. So underneath here, underneath us is that short tunnel that we were at just a bit ago. Straight ahead, way down there around that bend and across the canal bridge, wooden bridge, that is the Cohill Station C&O recreational area, and that's 130.7. So I rode my bike down here, and that's Deneen Road, and it ends in junctions down here with Seavolt Road, and Willow Road goes underneath us and back to the left. So that could have been one way to get cargo, produce, etc. If this is an original road, dirt road, packed road, that could be it there. So we're going to take a look. Underneath is the short tunnel that junctions down here with these three roads, and Seavolt continues that way. I originally thought that the photos were showing Seavolt where it crosses down here in a ways, and we'll record how far that is, but it's not there. I believe the photos were taken right from here, or up a little, just a little bit along Seavolt Road. Seavolt is that road parallels the rail trail up here, and it'll go down and then cross over right about in through there, and then go back down. So let's go ahead and take a look down here further. So this is the B122 area, and this looks very likely the spot. I would say right here, because I remember seeing an old road right beside this packing shed. And it was probably right in here is what I'm thinking. Junction of those three roads, that's Seavolt Road. And I hope they don't mind, I'm going to walk down here just to get this footage. And Willow Road goes underneath that tunnel down here. And I can picture this being a way to get produce out or in here, or machinery. And it's very possible that this road continued up here, and I can picture a packing shed or something here, right in through there, if this is the photo of the area. So let's walk back up. And I'll get an exact mile number here, but this is I think the upper 16 mile area, 16 point something. All right, let's walk back to the bike. Yeah, there's too many trees. You just can't get a feel for where the background is, where Round Top is. I can see over here, but I do believe this is the area right here. Cohill Station. This would have been the railway going through here and stopping here, right through here, loading up the produce, apples, all the crates, other cargo, maybe unloading coal for the local community. So, all right. In one of the photos I looked at, there's a gate. And I'm going to look down here. I think there was a gate here. I didn't see any signs any longer where there was a tractor, like a farm crossing. And that could have been actually here in the photo. So, in some ways, this is looking north. And this is looking west, east. So I think I solved my mystery. I mean, people probably already knew about it, but I think that was the area of the packing shed, storage building for the railway siding stop. I can see this being a dirt road at one point, maybe. And this concrete structure over here, is it retaining wall, or could have been to load up trucks, something from the railway train? Don't know. Looking west, looks like a building structure at one time back in there. From here, the apple industry, Western Maryland Rail Trail. Harvest time at the Brook Farm on Round Top Road. There's that photo right there. Yep, sure enough. All this time, the answer was right here. Says for well over 100 years, the Hancock area has been at the heart of Maryland apple industry. At the first part of the 20th century, the gently rolling hills and vast open territories hosted over 12 major orchards. Some of more noteworthy companies included the J.A. Cohill, R.M. Daniels, John T. Mason, Glen Allen, the Marvania orchards, and the Ridgefield fruit farms. One of the largest producers, the American Fruit Growers, once claimed to have harvested 75,000 barrels of apples annually. At this site, we can see the remains of a foundation that once was a packing shed. So that packing shed right there. Okay. This packing shed was located next to a siding track here, where the apples could be sorted, packed, and loaded onto waiting freight cars. Today, the apple industry in the Hancock area, as well as the Western Maryland Railway, is a memory of times past, but not forgotten. See, the answer's been here the whole time. I didn't even know it. So it's been right here. And I bet you a lot of more people don't know this either. And it says harvest time at Cohill Orchard near Hancock. Well, that's awesome. Okay, let's get rolling. Well, that is awesome. Bit of history I didn't know about. I kept passing this all these years. Didn't read this. That's awesome. So there's the answer. This is the Cohill Station siding, where they loaded apples. Okay. And that was the foundation we were looking at back there. Okay. B122 area. So I'm riding east. But if you're riding west into the sunset, and when you see this water cooler up here, it's another quarter mile beyond your right. Look for the yellow gate and the placard sign. Be sure to stop. Alright, so let's record the rest of the way here, at least down to the crossing. So down here is Seavolt Road. I rode over and then across up to the crossing the other day. We'll see it here in a minute. Yep, the road's right there. It's a hill and a curve that comes up. So if you were to ride up from the towpath, just take a look at my video if you want. Stop here. Looking west again, behind me. I'm heading east. You can tell in the background, you can see the Round Top Hill, how it curves down. I'd say it was about 16.5 back there. The old packing shed area. 16. Okay, well, that's a mystery solved. That really wasn't a mystery, I just didn't know about it. Now to Hancock and load up and go home. That's awesome. They ought to have a sign back there, Cohill Station. A bigger one anyway. I mean, the C&O's got a big sign, Cohill Station. But that brings your attention to you're in the Cohill Station area.